It's a new week in GTA Online, and in today's video, I'll be showing you the best ways to make money, how to get 2 cars for completely free, all of the removed vehicles that have returned for a limited time, and all of the limited time discounts that you should take advantage of. Let's get started. For the best ways to make money this week, first we have money laundering missions from the hands-on car wash, smoke on the water and Higgins heli tours, which is on 4 times money. These missions only take between 5 to 10 minutes to complete, and instead of the typical $35,000, this week you'll get $140,000 per mission, which is crazy. Thankfully there's no cooldown in between the money laundering missions, so you can farm them as much as you like, but the heat bar will increase for the respective business for every mission that you do. My advice is to just completely ignore smoke on the water and Higgins heli tours, and just use the hands-on car wash as it's the best business out of the 3 by far, and if you do 3 missions with the hands-on car wash, you'll get a bonus $100,000 from the weekly challenge. And finally, we have the hands-on car wash passive safe income, which is on 2 times money. If you own every business in the game like me, this week you'll earn $53,000 every in-game day instead of the usual $26,500. Remember that the safe can only hold a maximum of $100,000, so make sure to empty it at least every 2 in-game days. Just like every week, the regular and HSW time trials are a great way to make a quick 350k. The regular time trial is Vinewood Hills, and all you've got to do is set a waypoint and follow it all the way to the finish line. There's lots of twisty roads for this one, so make sure you're being extra careful, and there's no need to rush because you've got plenty of time. I recommend the Hakuchou drag here as it's good for dodging traffic, but any fast vehicle will do. The HSW time trial is Sandy Shores to La Puerta, and all you've got to do is set a waypoint and follow it all the way to the finish line. You can cut across the desert at the start if you want to, but you don't need to as you have plenty of time. I also recommend the Hakuchou drag here as it's good for dodging traffic, but any fast HSW vehicle will do. Be sure to join the Ace of Saints Discord server to participate in our new weekly time trials competition. Link in the description. As always, your regular big money makers remain the same. For your passive money methods, make sure you're sending out your warehouse technicians and bail agents as often as possible, maintain your income from your safes, and keep on top of your passive businesses like the acid lab and bunker. For your active money methods, keep farming your Kaya Pricos and your hanger crates. For your free vehicles this week, first at the LS car meet, the prize ride vehicle is the Trofade Nero. This supercar usually goes for just over 1.4 million at Benny's, but this week you can get it for free by finishing top 2 in an LS Car Meet Series race for 2 days in a row. Now sadly the Nero isn't a high performing or must-own vehicle, but it can be upgraded to the Nero Custom at Benny's. It's a good looking car, so if you don't have one already, you can easily make progress towards the prize ride challenge this week by doing a drag race with just one other person. And finally, at the Diamond Casino, the lucky wheel vehicle is the Lampadati Komoda. This sports car usually goes for 1.7 million on Legendary Motorsport, or just under 1.3 million with the trade price, but with a bit of luck, you can win it for free this week. Now sadly the Komoda also isn't a high performing or must-own vehicle, but it can be upgraded with a missile lock-on jammer. If you want it, be sure to come to the casino every 24 hours to spin the wheel. Once again, there's no claimable vehicles at the salvage yard this week, so if you don't want to do any of the robberies, you don't need to. If you're finding the video useful and want to keep up with the weekly updates every week, consider leaving a like and subscribe if you're new. It massively helps to support the channel, and I'll know to keep making these videos. For your removed vehicles to have returned this week, at Simeon's we have the Hijack Ruston for $437,050, the Western Cliffhanger for $259,200, the Western Wolfsbane for $121,220, and the Bravado Valera for $695,000. None of these vehicles are high performers or must-buys, so unless you like the look of them, or you're collecting removed vehicles, you can give these ones a miss this week. At the LS Car Meet, you can get the Volcar Fagaloa for $335,000, the Grotti Stinger for $850,000, and the Ubermark Oracle XS for $82,000. None of these vehicles are high performers or must-buys, so unless you like the look of them, or you're collecting removed vehicles, you can give these ones a miss this week. For your discounts this week, for completely free, you can get Higgins heli tours. For 40% off, you can get the hands-on car wash and smoke on the water. For 30% off, you can get the Buckingham Howard NX25, the Buckingham Vestra, the Sea Sparrow, the Joe Built Vellum 5-seater, the Albany Cavalcade XL, the Obey Tailgater S, the Karin Trevion, the Maibatsu Penumbra FF, the Benefactor Terabyte, the Imponte Ruiner ZZ8, and the Grotti Barroso 300. Definitely be sure to grab the hands-on car wash, smoke on the water, and Higgins heli tours this week, as they're great businesses and they buff other businesses as well. Definitely be sure to buy the Terabyte this week, as it's a great utility vehicle, especially if you upgrade it with the Master Control Terminal at the Garment Factory. The Tailgater S might be worth buying this week, as it's a decent performing sedan, which is also in the tuners category. The Previon might be worth buying this week, as it's a decent performing coupe, which is also in the tuners category. The Cavalcade XL isn't worth buying this week, as there are better SUVs to choose from. The Penumbra FF isn't worth buying this week, as there are better sports cars to choose from. The Ruiner ZZ8 isn't worth buying this week as there are better muscle cars to choose from. Unless you want to drive Luigi from Cars, the Brioso 300 isn't worth buying this week as there are better compacts to choose from, but it can be upgraded at Benny's. And for the love of God, do not buy the Howard NX25, the Vestra, the Sea Sparrow, or the Vellum 5-seater. At the gun van this week, you can get the heavy rifle, which is 50% off for all players, the military rifle, which is 40% off for GTA Plus members, the tactical SMG, the marksman rifle, the heavy pistol, and the knife. For your throwables, you can get pipe bombs, sticky bombs, and Molotovs, and of course, all of your body armor is available to buy as well. Let me know in the comments what you're getting up to this week in GTA Online, whether that's grinding some of the content bonuses or buying some discounted vehicles. And while you're at it, why don't you check out the rest of my channel? If you want a quick rundown of everything that's happening this week, click on the video on your screen now. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.